And I want to thank also my fellow Texans or Texas Republicans behind me for supporting our state's constitutional right to defend its own border from the very real invasion that is occurring as we're speaking today. Due to the Biden administration's deliberate inaction and outright refusal to maintain the agreements and the policies that were already in place from the previous administration, we now have a massive international crime organization that is at our doorstep. Actually, they're past our doorstep. They're inside the house now. The Mexican drug cartels are running a booming $13 billion a year human trafficking operation, exploiting our open southern border to their every advantage, and their advantage is at every turn. Among those being trafficked most, children. Unbelievable. The child sex trade, child labor trade is a booming and one of the fastest growing enterprises in the world today. While drugs smuggled across our border can only be sold once and are an enormous problem, I would say, people, kids, can be sold and used over and over again. Let that sink in. Go see the movie, The Sound of Freedom. You will see exactly what's going on. And remember, that movie was made 5 years ago. It is much more serious today under the Biden administration's open border policies. Unfortunately, Joe Biden knows every bit of this. And what does he continue to do? Absolutely nothing. Every day this administration ignores the southern border, more people are trafficked into the country by cartels, and more cartel-style violence wreaks havoc in our communities. Over 100,000 Americans every single year are now dying, most from fentanyl, trafficked in from the ingredients coming in from communist China, put together by the cartels and smuggled across our border, killing that many Americans every single year. My district has been impacted like just about every other in the state of Texas, and Texans, folks, have had enough. Let me be clear, securing our nation's border should be a top priority for every single federal official, but the sad reality is that the Democrats could not care less. Biden's negligence has forced Texas to deal with this border catastrophe since day one of his administration. And Texas has done a tremendous job. I, too, support Governor Abbott's the Lone Star activities and project 100%. A task that we must aggressively continue. I want to even see more done. We must fight our own Department of Justice in a pending lawsuit against the floating barrier in the Rio Grande, something that is absolutely necessary because of 100,000 plus dead ones every year, Americans, and some of the human trafficking that is coming across that particular part of the Rio Grande. And this isn't the first time Texans have had to rise up to meet a threat head on. After asking the U.S. government for help at the Alamo, William Barrett Travis wrote a letter to the people of Texas and to all Americans. And in that letter, he said, if this call is neglected, I am determined to sustain myself as long as possible. That same fighting spirit and perseverance exists in every single Texan standing behind me right now. I want to say thank you to all of them. We will continue to support Texas in a war for our sovereignty and its fight to fend off cartels or anyone else threatening the safety of our American citizens. And if you don't believe that, read the U.S. Constitution, where Article 4, Section 4, Article 1, Article 1, Section 10, and you will see that the state of Texas has the right to defend itself, especially in light of the fact that this federal government under Joe Biden and Alejandro Mayorkas simply refuses to do their duty, their oath of office.